Hello my friends, welcome back to my world of programming. So my name is Tumikadi, and according to the agenda we're going to do part 3, right? But before we do part 3, I would like you to go back because I'm still busy with this mini series on ASP.NET Core MVC, where we're talking about the identity system, particularly scaffolding identity. So we did part 1. Please go and watch part 1 and part 2. You will find all the videos uploaded. Well, this is my personal YouTube channel. I recommend it. But you'll find part 1, part 2 on this YouTube channel. Just search for lessons, handy tips. Right. So we're going to be doing part 3, where we're going to be looking at register confirmation page. So like I said, scaffolding identity allows for flexibility because these are the pages specifically for identity, right? They're being scaffolded, right? So, but you can extend that and say, listen, what if I have this unique situation? Like, for example, we know that the user is going to be created, right? Depending on the result, we're going to check, okay, is everything success? If everything's going to be success, then we're going to go ahead and send the email confirmation to the user's email address that which they did supply, right? And then whatever the condition, and this is a good way of programming, whatever the condition or whatever the result, if that was success, we were able to utilize our back end for email to send SMS successfully. This will be true. But if it's not true, which is false, sometimes there's a problem with the servers, that I'll be told, and then we are able to handle. That's where register confirmation page comes into play. So let's do an example, right? So I'm going to use a template. I'm going to copy this guy, and then let's go and try to see this in action, right? So I'm going to choose content user, and this will be the username, and this will be the password, right? And this will be just my guy here, right? So as I click now, it's going to create an account. It's going to attempt to send the email to this email account that we just supplied. So after this, one or the other is going to land to register confirmation page, and that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be looking at the UI. We're also going to be looking at the code behind, and there we go. So what do you see here from the address bar? We have this register confirmation, and then the type is type number 2, where it says, we've just sent you an email. Please check your email sent to you and confirm your account. You must be confirmed before you can log in. It's what I put in as a security measure in place. But I want you to note something that's very, very powerful. The user is not logged in. We make sure that we do not sign in or log in the user, which is critical. So let's see if the email did arrive. Yes, indeed, the email arrived, but we'll check this in a second. So what I want to show you was this page, right? So which is a where is it? There we go. So this will be the UI. You see how simple it is? I just have a beautiful big icon that you see here, and I just have the message, which is the title. It's dynamic, and the message is dynamic. Why is it dynamic? It's because, remember, like I said on the address bar, I'm passing type number 2. And according to the code behind of this page, we are saying if the email was not able to send successful to the email supplied, this will be type 1. It knows what the type is. But if now it was success, will be type number 2. So why did I have this? I want you now, when I make a video on the topic of login, you will see that this register confirmation is going to pop up again, right? So now we know that when we are done, we're going to redirect immediately to the page called register confirmation, pass in type number 2, right? So let's go and see the code behind of this guy. So this guy is very simple. We do have a 2 properties: holding temporal data, title, and the string. We do have a method on get. We do not post anything to this page. As you can see, we are not posting anything. We are just receiving something that is on get, right? So inside on get, we're expecting by default an integer, right? Type by default it's 1. But here we are saying if it's 1, it's gonna have the title and have the message. But if it's 2, this is what was shown to the user right now. But if it's 3, and then we're gonna say a different type of message. Else, we are also handling the else part that says, oops, something went wrong, and instantly we're returning the page. This is very important to notify the user of what happened after they create an account, and then if we were able to send that email successful, right? So this is it. This is a custom page as part of identity, part of a scaffolding identity. And I want to show you something on the side that if we go to the installers, let's go to the installers. Let's look at the DB installer. On a DB installer, I forgot to mention this part, but this is critical, right? That you need to use the services and add the context to say this will be the class that talks to a database. And I'm going to give you the option. The option we are saying we're going to use a SQL Server, and this will be the connection string, right? Secondly, we're going to add the database developer page exception filter, right? And then we're going to add a default identity, which is my focus. The default identity is going to use this class application user. Remember, I made a series of videos about the best practice of database. Let me just do this. Yes, best practice of database, where we talked about this class and this class. But what I want to bring you to attention is that you are able to configure specifically for the user to say each and every user that's going to be registered on your platform, right, on your ASP.NET Core MVC application, we need to require email address from the user. That means the system will automatically check if this email supplied it's unique. And this is very important. Then the allowed username characters, it's very, very important, right, including some spaces, because I had some issues when some users want to give their platform username that has spaces. And then for the sign in, you would have to say, before you can sign in, we require your account to be confirmed, and it will require your phone number to be confirmed. Like I said, stay tuned for login to see this in action. And then for the password, we require the minimum to be 8 characters in length, and we require non-alphabetic, alphanumeric. We require digit at least. We require lowercase and uppercase. And then for the logout, we also want to see the logout. I'll make a video on the logout. This will be allowed for new users. Yes, the default logout time span, it will be for 8 minutes. That means if you supplied incorrect credentials 3 times, it's going to log you out automatically for 8 minutes. This is very important, right? It's part of identity system. And then you're just going to use a default roles to say this will be the guy that handles the roles. And then eventually the guy that talks to a database will be added to a framework, entity framework stores. So in a nutshell, just to recap, this was all about extending that which you would need as identity that's being scaffolded. Listen, I can teach you all of this. What goes into ASP.NET Core MVC, what goes into ASP.NET Core Web API, what goes into the database, what goes in .NET MAUI for Android and iOS for only 25 Rand per session. That session is going to be an hour long, where we're going to be meeting on Microsoft Teams any day from Monday to Friday. You tell me about your time, I look at my schedule, and then I'll reply to you. Listen, I'm going to leave my numbers. In case you know somebody, or perhaps you yourself need to know programming in C# using .NET, holler at me. Until next time.